We've really got to get a Moss Farm going. We've got to get a Moss Farm going. Getting our vines or materials, because it's not necessarily vines, it's materials that we're going to need to make mossy cobble and mossy stone bricks and everything like that. Is really frustrating using shears and vines. It's so old school. I can't even think now that they've changed that. Aside from vines used for aesthetic and cosmetic or whatever word you want to use purposes, there's really not much point in them anymore, is there? Especially farming, now that we got moss farms. That being that, hello anyone, everyone, and no one. My name is SlackLizard, and welcome back to another episode on the truly hardcore Minecraft server. And today, we're pretty much picking off where we left off yesterday, down here in our future storage room. Now, of course, I got on here and I've been debating what I want to get into today. And of course, last episode as well, we made this project wall here of things to be done. You know, we got the kelp farm, we got the moss farm, gold farm, barter farm, guardian, storage, base layouts, many things that we need to do. And then, of course, these here are external builds, more cosmetic than anything. As a matter of fact, we need to also include balloon on mob farm. Now, that's horrible. Hold on, let's try that again. Balloon on mob farm. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about there, well, a couple episodes ago here, we made a mob farm. Now, with this series, I've been trying to keep myself, what's the word I'm looking for? In a more completed state for tasks. Now, usually I just go grand with my builds. I mean, just absolutely grand. All of my builds on Truly Bedrock in the past have always been mega basis, except for like season 4. Now, of course, season 4 of Truly Bedrock, I don't even know what to do with it at this point in time. At this point in time, it's still going on, but I have just lost all the desire to even work on that base. After I got sick back in January and ended up in the hospital for quite a bit, I just lost the feel for the base, and I don't know. I've tried to get it back, and I just can't. So I don't know what's going to go on with that thing. But this is our mob farm that we built, and of course, what I was talking about with the balloon is I want to kind of hide the mob farm, and I'm thinking we build a giant hot air balloon around this thing. Now, of course, that's not going to be for today, and of course, I've asked in the last couple episodes for feedback from you all, what you think we should do with it. And as of right now, I'm still leaning towards the hot air balloon. Now, that I may go ahead and start executing that before I get feedback from you all. Whoa, that's a nice lag spike. But I still am interested in your feedback on what you think we should do with it. Because, well, you, the community out there, have some amazing ideas as well. But that being that, we also, as I just said, went over our project wall at the end of the last episode, which are things that we need to get situated out and or done in our base. Of course, another thing that I didn't even... excuse me, fire. No, don't break the torch. It's a hardcore world. Jeez. Is the Diamond Beacon base. Yes, we're still working on that. This with the projects, kelp farm and everything like that. I'm not going to read them all again. If you have any ideas of things that we should aim to achieve in this series, let me know. Let me know. I think I want to add another one on here now that I'm actually thinking about it. This is not really a wall of things as the sense of a farm or a build. So I'm not sure where this one's going to go. And I'm going to put it over here. Let's get a torch here for now. And a torch here to kind of make that more symmetrical. This is random things. And on the random things, I would like to collect all mob heads. Collect all mob heads. And I think we need to designate an area for that. Maybe we'll let this go, and this will be the Hall of Mob Heads down through there. Maybe. But today, I'm getting sidetracked with recaps and what's going on. I think I want to knock off one of these projects off of our list today. I'm thinking we're going to potentially start with the kelp farm, because we need fuel. And of course, this is our way of actually getting fuel at this moment in time. We go out, we punch kelp in the ocean, we bring it down here, and we run it through the smoker. Now, I'm thinking that we knock out an area around here and we build it here. I was actually laying in bed thinking about this last night. Do y'all ever do that? Just suddenly Minecraft consumes you so much that like even when you're like supposed to be asleep, you're just sitting and thinking about it. So I was thinking that we've been going with this swampy rooted earth vibe here with the mud, the mangrove roots, and the leaves. And we kind of got this theme spread out through the whole area. And I'm thinking we're going to branch that into this area of the base too. So I'm thinking we're going to potentially have to go out and gather up some mangrove first. Some leaves. Let's see. No, we might have enough. We might have enough. Do we have many in the roots? We got some roots, we got some leaves, and we got a little bit of the wood. So we probably got enough to do that. What I want to do is I want to first raise up this ceiling. I want to raise up the ceiling. So we're going to dig out this ceiling here. We're going to then grab the leaves and everything and try to get us our rooted ceiling in this. Also, I want to dig out this side over here. I don't know how deep I want to go, but I'm thinking our storage. Let me grab some chests here. Chest. Here we go. I'm thinking our chest, as I said in the last episode, are going to be centered around this room here. So if we were to like put one there, one there, one there, and then potentially come over here, we do a chest there, and chest there. No, I don't like that. No, I don't like that at all. I really, really don't like that. Okay, what if instead, where's my axe? I don't have my axe. Let me get that. Okay, let's knock all these back out. And let's try this a little bit more different. So if we do it like this, and do it like that. No, it's still... I'm envisioning behind our storage system, you know, we got our rooted ceiling that we're going to put in, and I'm envisioning a wall of glass and the kelp farm being back there, nice and illuminated and beautiful. But I was also envisioning, that's the word of the day. Put that down in the comments. I was also envisioning our storage system being right here. But for any kind of decent storage system, you're going to have to make that pretty tall, right? You're going to have to make that at least 4 tall. And unless we really raise that up, we're not going to see it at all, are we? We're not going to see it at all. You know what? I'm not sure how we're going to do the storage yet. But right now, what I am sure of is it's time to dig. That is the epitome of it right there. I just broke down all the ores that we got from mining. And I thought, hey, I'll run them through this quick blast furnace here to get a few levels. And of course, guess what the first thing we ran into was, people? Guess what it was? Fuel. So the beautiful cosmetics, yeah, that's just not what we need right now. Not what we need. We need to get the fuel situation situated out. That is a tongue twister there, isn't it? And I think we're gonna do that just right behind here. Like I was saying earlier on in the episode, I think that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna do that right here. So we're gonna go back, not insane distances here, not insane. 15 to 5? 15, that's 10 blocks? 10. Okay, well, that's 9 at this point. 9. Here, we'll do it like that. We'll take it to there. There. We'll take it to there. Now, we'll also include that from here. Great. Well, we have random cave. Please tell me that's lit up. Okay, that's random tunnel, not random cave. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. I see things and I don't even know what's going on with them. Okay, so we'll patch up this floor here. We'll come over here. We'll dig all of this out to here. So let's knock this out and dig this out, shall we? I think that we are ready-ish to kind of plan. We're definitely not ready to build. Well, I mean, I guess you're always building in Minecraft, even when you're just planning, aren't you? You're always building in Minecraft, even if you're just planning. What I need is the polished deep slate here. I need the mangrove logs, and I need the glass, because we've dug all this out in preparation for putting the kelp farm in over here, and just something was just triggering me, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And now I think I finally see it. Now, of course, all this isn't dug out, as we discussed earlier, you know, priorities and timing. This right here. This all needs to be dug out, but we need to stop at that point. Yep, there we go. That's what it is. That's what it is. These are at different angles, or not angles, different dimensions. I dug out bigger than what I had planned for this whole area to be, and that's perfectly fine. Now, I've been sitting here thinking about this for a while too, as I've been building this today, or rather digging this out. And I think I know what I want to do with this area in here eventually. You know how we were talking about doing this overgrown, swampy, rooted area? I think we're going to continue to do that. I love this, but I want to try to mix in down here trees. Now, the trees itself is maybe there's sections of them that have broke down here. Who knows? Maybe eventually we'll get light even beaming down from the surface in spots here. But I want to try to incorporate these into the build too, okay? So what I mean by that is, let's say that this right here is going to be our section for the kelp farm. And did I bring torches? I did. Let's, oh my God, can we put things in the right spot here? Let's put that right there, all right? So we're going to have like a branch, or not a branch, but like a trunk of the tree here that's going to be part of the foundation of the farm, if that makes any kind of sense. So you'll look at it from this angle, and you're going to see pieces of the tree mixed in. And I think we're going to do this over here. Now, what I'm doing at this section, this is going to be like our corners section. Now, I should have dug this out a little bit more. Now I'm just like, man, kind of yelling at myself because I didn't. That's fine. We can just knock out the blocks while we're doing this here. Now, let's go ahead and light that up. Where I'm going with this is we're going to treat this like this is part of the build. Like, okay, so whoever built this kelp farm down here, ideally it's us, but if we go into any kind of lore with the story, you know, why is there going to be a tree affiliated with this thing? Why? Well, because it was here and it was easier to build around it than take it out. Now, if you can't see what I'm talking about here, let me try to add a little bit more depth and clarity into this. So if we run this across here, this is going to be our front glass on our kelp farm. So our kelp farm is going to go behind this wall right here, and we're going to break it out and do different levels of the tree in here mixed with it. I don't know, this one's going to be an experiment. I don't know if this one's going to work at the end of the day. It's a bit of a crazy one, to be honest, but it could work. It could work. So like if we continue to take this up through here, okay, and then say that there's a branch that comes off of this, okay, so we bring this over here, and we're going to throw torches up here for now just to keep it spawn proofed, okay, and we walk this out, add in a couple random branches this way, torch that up, and then let's just say that this section right here had its own branch that comes off of it. And this one branches over into our storage area. This could be interesting on if it can work or not. I don't know. I don't know. I think I may have bitten off more than I could chew. With this crazy concept that I just had in my brain. Excuse me. Let's knock that back out. Now we're gonna need the vines, the leaves, and everything like that. So yeah, I think that's kind of the theme with this. So I guess the next thing on our list to do is get a bit of the kelp farm in here. But before we can do any of that, I was crafting up and trying to get the materials ready for said project. We don't have the redstone. And we've only got one cleric up there, so we're not going to depend on him to get our redstone. So we're going to do a little bit of a mining session for a bit, because we also want to see if we can acquire up any diamonds for today's episode, right? 5-minute projects, people. 5 minutes projects. Right. That's that. Let's go mining. redstone has been acquired, and of course we ended up getting 2 more diamond blocks out of that, so that is a nice start to that. Now, I've been sitting here thinking because I wasn't sure, and I'm still not entirely sure on the process of how we're going to do this. Now, of course, I don't mean like build the kelp farm. Building the kelp farm is pretty basic. It's kind of a universal, as I said, but it's how do I want to do all the back of this? Now, I need more mud. Where's my mud? There's the mud. Now, what I mean by that is usually I like to do a layer of, like, say, light blocks, then piston, and then observer on top of that. I don't have the light blocks yet. It's still, I wouldn't say it's early game, but I'm not going playing in the nether yet. I don't have a giant villager trading hall set up. Maybe we get a couple villagers set up to trade some of these things that we really like. But it's how do I get my backlighting in here? And I've also figured out last time I did this on Java, I made my first row here. Yeah, no, we're pulling everything back. So our kelp's going to grow on that row. And if our kelp's going to grow on that row, then we want our leaves to be there. We want our leaves to be there. Usually this would be my light blocks. But, as I said, I don't have the light blocks. So, instead, we're going to go with leaves. Because we can do, on the back side of this, let me grab these couple things here, okay? So, then we get our row of pistons in here. Let's start this all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, sure, 16. Okay, so this will be where our wall is. Now, the point of doing it this way, ba-doop, ba-doop, that's only 12, great, is that we can come across here and we can put all of our blocks back here. Boop, 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 and boop. And then we grab our observers. Yeah, That's not how that was supposed to go at all. Oh, goodness gracious. And we put our whole row of observers back there. Then obviously our next step is to go ahead and tie in all of our redstone. Now, where I was going with this is by doing that like that, we should have been more prepared for this, but that's the way of Minecraft and that's the way of life, isn't it? Not always prepared. We need to grab that. I don't need 57 stacks of stone on me at the moment, and I don't need 1 diorite and 4 granite. I just don't need that on me. Okay. But I do need that because I wanted to come here and I wanted to grab a couple of these. I wanted to grab a couple of these. That may end up being more than a couple by the time it's all said and done. And we can come around here behind this, and please let this shine through. I really want this to shine through and work how I picture it in my head. Really want this to work how I picture it in my head. If we were to grab those, and then we put those all the way across here like so. And then we come back and we're not going to bone meal every one of these right now. We're going to pretty much get every other one. If I knock this out, once my light level's back here, we're good. And I knock this out, we're good. Nothing will spawn back here. I love this pack. And let's go ahead and hit this one. Then we come back around here from the front side. Yes and no. It works and it doesn't, does it? I like it. Actually, I think I really like it because you look like you get some glowing leaves. Good, good. I'm sold on that. So let's do this. I don't know, 2 or 3 more levels. It's not going to be a giant kelp farm. It's definitely not going to be a giant kelp farm. That's kind of the theme I wanted here looking at it, but I made a mistake with it. Definitely made a mistake with it. If we look right here, this is not turning out how I wanted it to. And mainly that's my bad. That's something that I missed there. I don't know, I do kind of like that interwoven there. Maybe it'll work at the end of the day when we get the limbs coming out of it. That's the thing right now. It doesn't have limbs and it's just all a little bit awkward. All just a little bit awkward. But backing up to here, The leaves look like they kind of got a glow effect to them, which I absolutely love. So I think that that will work. I still need to come back here and add in more of the glowberries up higher. But right now, oop, wrong button there. It's just more or less, let's get this thing operational. Let's get this thing operational. Now, our 8 blocks from the top where our water should run out leads to right there. So as I said, I think we're going to be able to do a catch tray with leaves. So if we were to come up here and you're a pixel shorter, I know, which makes nerd pulling very hard. Let's see, grab this, and pull that across there. Yeah, so we should be able to run all that over, run it into the leaf catch tray, pull it all the way over and through the tree, and drop it down into smokers over there that you won't see. And at the end of the day, you'll never see this because we'll have the dangly bits of leaves coming down from the ceiling as well. And of course, we're going to, add in trees around the area. So I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. It's just going to be interesting. But that being that, let's get the next part of this in. Let's get the rest of this mud wall in right here. Let's get the mud wall in right here, get this filled up, and get some kelp going in this thing. Well, I think we're about at testing point. I've got the water channels in. The water has been run across the top here. And I think we are good to go. Yep, that's it. So we're going to have 4 rows. So 64 kelp plants, roughly. It's not a lot, but then again, it's something that can be AFK'd, especially once we change this over to a resistance and regeneration beacon. Because eventually we're not going to need haste down here. We're not going to need haste at all. Now, this at this moment still looks very, I guess you would say, sketchy. It looks very sketchy, but the beauty of it's going to come in time. Now, I need to check. Can I grab this and just chuck a few of you all in here? Because I got extras at the moment. Do you all end up pretty much in the same spot? I'm going to guess the answer to that's probably going to be no, but yes. Nice. Okay, so they're all going to end up... Ooh, they're right on the corner of that. I don't know if that's going to work up there or not. To test this out, let's get a chest. Let's get that. And let's get smokers. And let's go with... That's our block, right? We do that. We knock this out of the situation. Put that there, and we were to put a smoker here. With a hopper going into it there, anything should end up in there. But I don't want to just run one. And I know that we're only going to be filling up potentially one at a time. And it's going to be a lot slower because it's a small farm. But I want to have 2 smokers here. And as a matter of fact, we're about to get to test. Did you end up in there? You did. Good. And that will probably pull it every time. Probably. But on the chance that it doesn't, I want to have a second one here. There goes more. All right. So it's going to take a little bit, but it'll get up and running. I don't think that's going to be very efficient. But where I'm going with this is not that I want to... Oh, God. Brain, I can't even think of the words I want to use at this moment in time now. It's not that I want to run more than one just to run more than one. I want to run more than one so that I can have extra XP sources. So now, anything that ends up in there should go down here, get pulled into this one, and get into this chest. Now, when this chest gets full... and this hopper backlogs and everything like that, they should all move over here to the second one, and potentially the third one, and the fourth one. The whole reason being free XP. Free XP, that's all. That's all. We're going to get a true, real XP farm going in due time. But for now, this will give me something, because this will run pretty much non-stop. So I can AFK at this, generate fuel, and... power up an XP bank. How much of one? I don't know. This is just the first one. We could potentially put in another one on this side if this is even worthwhile on consideration. I mean, look, at this point, it's not very beneficial. So we're going to go ahead and just throw all this in here and let all this smelt down to go ahead and start getting us fuel. I know that in Bedrock, kelp takes a while for the growth stages to kick off, and then once they kick off, it'll start going faster. The beautiful thing is about this, we can literally just go up, put a roof over that, and build another one on top of it, and have it drop all down into the same system. We can literally do that if need be. Excuse me, that does not belong in there. And okay, that's... Did I throw that in there on accident? I don't know. Right, but while we're waiting for this to get going and see how it does, let's... deal with that. And see if we can actually get these two corners turned into some trees. Well, we've had to do a minor change here. We had our first smoker sitting underneath of this hopper, and that always led to us using multiple smokers. Now, of course, since I've changed this, everything now hits this and then goes directly into this one. And I guess that's the difference in hopper speed from Bedrock to Java. Now, of course, as you can see here, we've done a bit of trying to get these trees in, and honestly, without the whole scale or whole scope of this being in here, I don't know. It's kind of giving me the view that I want. Now, if I actually kick off our shader pack here, it's actually a lot brighter than it looks. And I just realized that I've pretty much done this whole episode, and maybe even the last one with the shaders on, which is different. Now, of course, at the end of the day, I'm enjoying the shaders because they're different. But that being that, where's my button? What's your view on shaders? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? I know they're not for everybody. And there's so many streamers out there that I watch that run shaders nonstop, and it kind of doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. At one point it did, but then I kind of gotten used to it. And there's certain people that I've watched their content and they've used shaders and it hasn't bothered me. So I'm just curious on what your all's take is on that. But I do think that that's about where we're going to call this one an episode, because as I said, daily content and trying to get things grinded out. I really want to continue this over. I don't know what we could put over here. I really don't know, aside from mirroring a kelp farm. We've got our sugarcane farm up here, which I hadn't even thought about. It's probably been running pretty much most of the day today. We got a little bit of sugarcane in there. Excuse me. Wait, I built this one after, and I built that one before. Why is this one going like crazy, and then this one's not even really got any growth? I am so confused on that. But yes, feedback on shaders. Do you like them? Do you dislike them? And yeah, that's all I can think of. That's all I can think of at this moment. I think at this point, I want to AFK this. And it's going to need an AFK session for a few hours to determine how effective this is. Because of right now, that's not very effective. I'm thinking we might have to put another one on top of this one that's not visible. But that being that, I do think that's where we're going to call this one an episode. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below. If you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. But on that note, that's where we're calling this one. And I'll see all of y'all in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.